Send in the next applicant, please.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Vivian, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So a seat.
Have you ever had to interview someone for a job? Well, today's podcast is all about asking questions in a polite way to find out the information you want to know. We're going to learn how to use phrases like, "What do you consider?" "May I ask?" and "Could you tell me?"
So, you're interested in a position as running the volunteer program for the Olympics?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Is this your resume?
Yes, please.
I see. Thank you. Vivian? Good.
Now you're going to watch a movie.
Well, we were interested in your application for the position of project manager.
Well, I'm very excited about the position.
Well, I can see from your resume that you have a lot of work experience.
Yes, I've had many job responsibilities.
What do you consider your greatest strength?
I'm very reliable. I always try to do my work on time.
I see. Very good. May I ask you what your greatest weakness is?
I have difficulty saying no, so I often work overtime. Sometimes I even forget what my company's normal working hours are.
Very impressive. May I ask you why you'd like to work for this company?
Your organization is very successful and known throughout the world.
So you hope to have an international career?
Yes, I've studied abroad before, but haven't worked for an international company yet.
Well, we may be able to give you that chance. As soon as we review all of our candidates, we will let you know our decision.
Thank you. I look forward to hearing from you.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, what you've done in the past?
Yes. I've actually been volunteering for 15 years. I started volunteering when I was 13 years old. I volunteered in the art camp, band camp, sports camp, science camp.
Well, it sounds like Sam has done quite well. Can you remember Allison's first question? Let's watch it again.
What do you consider your greatest strength?
What do you consider your greatest strength? Allison uses the words, "What do you consider?" to make the question more polite. This is more polite than, "What is your greatest strength?" Let's see some more examples.
Sports camp, science camp, everything. You name it, volunteering, I've done it.
Wow, you sure like to work for free.
Yes.
I
I aim to please. I'd like to help.
Good.
What do you consider most important in your career? What do you consider your greatest achievement? Let's look at another polite question form. Here's Allison again.
I see. Very good. May I ask you what your greatest weakness is?
May I ask you what your greatest weakness is? Allison uses the words, "May I ask you?" to make the question more polite. In a long question like this, the word order changes. Is comes at the end. May I ask you what your greatest weakness is? This is a polite way of saying, what is your greatest weakness? Look at these examples. May I ask you what your sales average is? May I ask you what your greatest achievement is? Another polite form similar to "May I ask you" is "Could you tell me?" Could you tell me what job you are doing? Could you tell me what salary you would like?
Can I ask you a few questions? So, may I ask you what you consider to be your greatest strength?
Well, I think that, I'm really good at working with people. Like I said, I've been volunteering for 15 years. I'm really dedicated to my job. I like to help. I'm always there to volunteer my services. I like to coordinate things, organize things. You name it, I do it.
That's great. Okay. May I also ask what you consider to be your greatest weakness?
It might be that I volunteer too much.
Good work. Now let's try a short quiz. Use the words on the screen to make a polite question. May I ask if you are married? Now let's try another question with the words on the screen. What do you consider to be the best thing about your job? Try making a polite question here. Could you tell me about your last job? Try this one. Remember, with a long sentence, the word order changes and "is" comes at the end. May I ask you what your greatest achievement is?
May I ask you why you're interested in this position?
because this is the grand slam of all volunteering events, and I want to be part of it.
I understand.
Well done. That was great. Now you know how to ask polite questions. We've talked about how to use what do you consider to be your greatest achievement? May I ask what your sales average is? And could you tell me what salary you expect? Bye for now and see you again soon.
May I ask you one more thing? Could you tell me what you consider to be your greatest achievement?
Thought you were never going to ask. Well, my greatest achievement, I think, is back when I was 18 years old and I got the entire art camp to create clay pots.
Clay pots?
Yeah.
So, tell me about being a bookstore clerk.
I'm sorry, what?
It says here you were a clerk in a bookstore?
I was a clerk in a bookstore.
It says here you were a clerk.
What is a clerk?
Will you tell me?
I think that's probably actually a typo. Sorry. Yeah, I probably should have proofread it a little more carefully. So
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit more. So sorry about that.
Typos happen.
Typos happen, right?
Yeah.
Typos happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we just move on?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I see here you were also an editor.
Yes.
Okay. And that was at something called thunderlulls.wordpress.com.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What's that?
That is a web-based humorous humor. It's web-based.
I got that from the .com.
We should. Why don't we skip over that? Why don't we move on? Because it's not really germane to the position anyway. So.
Okay. It seems like it forms the bulk of your experience. So
yeah.
I thought maybe you'd want to elaborate a little bit.
Yeah. No, we should. Let's keep going.
I guess we could move on.
Yeah.
I was excited to see you were a columnist at the Phoenix. I assume you meant the Phoenix New Times. How's Marty Sismar doing?
Who's Marty Sismar?
Marty Sismar. He's the night features editor.
Yeah.
We went to journalism school together. He's total cut up.
That's not where I didn't work at a newspaper in Phoenix. The name of the newspaper was the student newspaper at the small liberal arts college that I went to.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you did have a column.
I did have a column, yeah. I reviewed restaurants with my now ex-girlfriend.
What was it called?
It was called Dork on a Fork.
It's a good title.
Thank you. I did not come up with it.
Okay. Well, maybe I could contact your editor.
Could you please don't do that?
Is there a reason I shouldn't contact your former employer?
Well, we lived together after college for a little while. It was kind of a weird situation, and he was very particular. I moved this stack of quarters that he was saving. Turned out they were commemorative state quarters. I moved them to a different place, the living room.
Mm-hmm.
And now we don't talk.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well, I think you've given us some things to think about.
Thank you.
As we make our decisions. So
okay.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for
I think there are a few reasons that I would fit really well with your company. First of all, I am very motivated. For example, coming to Ohio State, I knew I wanted to do accounting and business and worked really hard to get involved in the business school. But while here, realized my interest in health, global health, or just healthcare here in the United States. And so I took initiative to get involved volunteering at the hospital, joining the healthcare cluster here at Ohio State. I have a project at Nationwide Children's, and I'm actually working at the hospital as well. So combining business with my own passion has really been very beneficial to me and has given me great experiences and opportunity, and that's something that I could only have through being self-motivated and really chasing after my passions and dreams and working hard to combine those. So I think my motivation would serve me well working for you, because I would follow what I am passionate about in the company and would work really hard to get things done in the best way possible. Another reason I think that I would be a really good fit for your company is that I'm very honest and stick to my ethics and integrity. For example, last year, or my freshman year, Barnes & Noble here charged me twice for an economics book. And so I told them that I only bought it once, could they please remove the extra charge? And they actually removed both charges. So I had an economics book that I wasn't paying for. And so I emailed them and told them, no, I really do have one book, just not two. And so that was $115 some that they did end up charging me, but that's what was right. So I took care of that with integrity, and again, I think that really serves well in the corporate world. Also, I'm very passionate about community service, and I noticed on your website that you have a clean water initiative in the Dominican Republic, and I've actually been to the Dominican Republic, and I'm very interested in just helping the community, and I think I'd really fit well in a company and culture that values that commitment to other people and corporate responsibility. And finally, I'm very appreciative of diversity. That's one thing that Ohio State has really taught me, is just diversity is so beneficial and comes in many forms. And of course, ethnicity and background, but also just where someone has grown up or different ideas. And I've traveled through classes at Ohio State to Mexico and London and Greece and really enjoyed the diverse culture there. And I've also been an English conversation partner, talking to some Chinese students and helping them improve their English and learning about their culture. And I just really enjoy learning about other people's culture and backgrounds, and I know your company is well recognized for its diversity, and I would really enjoy accepting that and working to maximize the opportunities that come from diversity. So in summary, I would say my motivation and integrity, and community service, and diversity interests would make me a good fit for your company.
Thank you very much.
The interview candidate did several things well when providing reasons why she should be hired for the position. First, the interview candidate provides qualities and skills along with values that prove she is the right person for the job. Second, she provides an example to support each reason why she's a good match for the job. Third, the candidate explains her fit with the company's culture by explaining how she shares some of the same values around community service and diversity as her potential employer. Finally, she helps the interviewer remember her main points by summarizing her answer. The only way to improve this answer would be to shorten it by focusing on 3 reasons she should be hired rather than 4. Plus, she could be more direct in sharing her supporting examples when backing up her reasons to be hired.